ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarayner.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. And today is another Corner Office Insights video where I'm going to share with you leadership advice if you happen to be a professional who manages a team at work, whether you're at the manager, senior manager, director, or C-suite level position. And today I'm going to share with you 5 very raw and honest reasons why it is that your employees may not be respecting you at work and what you can do to turn that around. Reason number 1, you've set unrealistic expectations for yourself. When you have high expectations, you feel as though you need to be perfect, that you need to know everything and be able to do everything. You feel that as the boss, you should have all the answers. In reality, you know that you're not going to have all the answers, but thinking that you need to creates insecurities within you, and this will lead to anxiety. And this anxious energy that you carry isn't only hurting you, but it's hurting your employees. Because this is actually what happens. When you have high expectations on yourself, this can create direct conflicts with your own employees. For example, during the times that an employee may come to you and ask you a question, it may lead you down one of 2 paths. One could be that you give them incorrect advice because you don't necessarily have the answer, but you want to meet your own expectation of always having some sort of answer. Or you'll just get annoyed and frustrated and angry at your employee for asking you a question that you don't have an answer to. And that in itself will also create conflicts with your employees. In either one of these scenarios, it will lead you down the path of having an employee who disrespects you because A, you either don't have the right information, or B, you can't answer their questions because you're angry or frustrated at the fact that they're asking you questions. So what's the solution? Be transparent with your employees on what you do and don't know. If you aren't sure of something, you can always say, let me look into it and I'll get back to you. Or get your employee to look into it themselves so that they can feel empowered by the fact that they're doing their own research and then making a recommendation to you. Being transparent will always allow for flow of communication between you and your employees. On to reason number 2 why your employees don't respect you. You feel that power and authority comes mainly from your title versus anything else. What I'm saying here is that because you hold the title of manager or director or VP, that you feel that inside that should automatically grant you power, authority, and respect from your employees. Well, here's a deep truth that I really want you to know, and that is that humans will really only listen and trust those individuals who they have a strong connection to. They respect those individuals not because of the titles that they hold, but more so because of the beliefs and values that that person possesses. So what you need to start doing is to start to pay attention to what values and beliefs that you are embodying as their manager. If you believe that you and your staff are all in it together and you're all moving towards a single purpose and you can understand your people in a genuine and connected way, your employees are going to be far more likely to respect you and to follow your lead. Reason number 3 why your employees don't respect you: your employees don't feel empowered because you've relied on fear tactics to motivate them. Not everyone does it, I must say, and you may not have done this, but I have seen it before where fear has been used as a way to manage and encourage people rather than through positive encouragement and empowerment. And if this is you, I'm not here to judge you, but I can tell you that if you're a fear-driven manager, it's likely because you're afraid that if you empower your employees too much, that either they'll outshine you or you'll just lose them altogether. But if anything, the complete opposite actually happens. If you were truly empowering and inspiring to your employees, they would be far less likely to leave you for another company or another manager, rather than if you used fear tactics to threaten them with the idea that they might lose their job or they might not get a bonus and such and such. So instead of using fear, how do you inspire and empower other people? Simple. One way is to find out what your employees' strengths are and to praise them for that. So essentially what you're doing is you're patting your employees on the back, but you're also giving them a bit of a personal and professional challenge that you want them to meet as well. It's kind of like you're one of those wise Sifu masters in those kung fu movies where you tell your disciple what they're good at and you acknowledge them for that, but then you actually tell them that if they were to be able to master this other thing, that would be the real exciting thing to see. Reason number 4 why your employees don't respect you: you don't follow up or follow through on your promises. Has it happened to you where in a one-on-one meeting with your employee, they make a certain request and on the spot you say, yes, absolutely, that sounds like a great idea, and only to take that back a few days later and to say, actually, I changed my mind. Nothing causes you to lose the trust of your employees faster than not following through on your word. If this is something that you've done multiple times to the same employees, they will find it hard to believe in the words that you say and to believe in the promises that you make moving forward. So what's the solution? Well, moving forward, if you're ever in a situation where you are in a meeting with your employee and they are proposing, asking, or requesting some sort of idea from you, then instead of saying yes on the spot without having thought it through and then having to take it back later, you should just say that you'll think about it, and then from there you'll give them a clear and honest answer that you will actually follow through on. And when you say that you're going to give them an answer, actually give them an answer. Don't stay quiet hoping that they forgot about it. That is the worst. Not following through, not giving an answer is worse than just saying no. So remember to always follow through with your answers and to remind yourself so you don't forget. And finally, reason number 5 why your employees don't respect you: you worry a lot that your employees are making or will make mistakes. Are you worried that your employees just simply don't know how to do their jobs? This worry is likely playing into your actions and management style. It can lead to something deadly called micromanaging. Has anyone ever mentioned that you've been called a micromanager before? Now, I get it. I completely understand that when you feel that you don't have control over something or someone, that your natural reaction is to try to gain control over it. But that need of yours to have to control every aspect is likely to deflate your employees' motivation levels and is going to overwhelm them rather than motivate and support them. So what's the answer? The biggest thing here in order to solve this issue is something called trust. Now, I'm not saying to blindly trust your employees. What I am saying is that after you've put in the time and effort to train your employees, to give them short assignments, to check on their work and make sure that they're on the right track, you've answered their questions, and you feel good that they are able to do the work that you've assigned them, then you can trust them to do the work that you're now assigning them as well, as opposed to constantly checking up on them and asking them little things that is likely to overwhelm them. But you trusting them means that they also need to trust you in that you'll be available for them when they do have questions, when they are uncertain about certain things. You need to tell them and let them know that you're there to guide and support them, so that they need to know that you're available. I've seen it happen a lot where employees are actually afraid to ask their managers questions because their managers' reactions tend to be ones of frustration and annoyance because they assume that their employees should know the answers for everything as well, and that can create mistakes and errors done by the employees because they didn't ask the questions to their managers, and that just creates a vicious cycle of the employees creating mistakes and errors and the manager getting upset with that employee and not trusting that employee and therefore micromanaging that employee. So you need to be the one to be able to say that you are available for any questions, any guidance, any strategies that they need help with. And here's a quote that I think is extremely fitting for this topic. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. By John Maxwell. So there you have it, my ambitious leaders. 5 real and raw, honest reasons why your employees aren't respecting you and what you can do about it. Now, if you're someone who's been searching for a new position, you want to make a career change, and you've been looking for a while, but it hasn't been working, you haven't been successful in interviews or even in your job applications, and you realize that you need one-on-one help, then feel free to reach out to me. Head on over to my website, lindarainer.com/standoutgethired. Read through the page, fill out the application form, and if this feels like this is a potential match between me and you, one of my team members will reach out to you directly and we will take it from there. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you